Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another hand single shadows video. I have just depotted my Nabla Cutie palettes and I recently bought the Pat McGrath Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction eyeshadow palette, this gorgeousness right here. However, I do not love these mattes. They don't really do it for me in terms of what I want to wear with these eyeshadows. So my thought was, let's make a single eyeshadow palette companion to this so that I can wear this more. Also, as you can see, I've only worn this like 2-3 times and I've only worn the special shades and this one actually as well. I used this on camera, I believe, or not. Maybe I was using this one in that video, but I haven't really touched these 4 shades. I have used this matte once before. So I want to just make a palette with the mattes that I want to wear and other special eyeshadows that I want in a matte palette. Now I have been doing that with this palette right here. This one, if you remember, is a duping the vibes of the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette, and I also mentioned, or I've been told, that this one now is way warmer than the actual palette, and anyways, it was working for me to some extent. But there are some shades that I don't use because it was only in the Natasha Denona palette, like this corally shade. And I want to just rearrange this in a way that has nothing to do with the Natasha Denona, but that is a good neutral palette for me. Am I making my ultimate neutral palette? Maybe. But I want to also have enough mattes to be happy with the Pat McGrath palette. So let's start with removing palettes, shades from here. I have here my other special shades palette that I update seasonally because I think I want to pull a few neutrals from here, and I will take out my other neutrals and my Lethal Cosmetics mattes to fill up this palette. Now, let's start with order. So I've been really enjoying wearing these mattes. They're very seasonally appropriate for me and I would like to keep them out. And so do these mattes right here. There's a bit of a different undertone to these. And I see that my camera isn't really showing you the real colors. It's really overcast and gloomy outside, so it might be a little bit cooler than they actually are. So I want to keep these mattes in there, and let's start with mattes and order in my brain as well. I would like I want to have Wild West in here because it's a very nice, more rosy toned brown that I really enjoy. And from my Lethal Cosmetics palette, I also really enjoy these shades in the winter. You see, like it's not my regular warm tone, so I'm gonna keep something like this, for example, which is Lore. I'm gonna keep it out. I want to keep it a little bit more neutral / cool toned, and this one is also calling my name, Leon from Nabla, but again, maybe similar to Wild West. No. Yes, Leon is slightly more mauve, but I don't need both out at the same time. And it's quite funny, I see a lot of overlap between my Lethal Cosmetics and my round pans, but I also really like to use my Lethal Cosmetics shadows. I think this one has a lot of what I need for now. Yeah, I think matte wise we could be good. Shimmer wise, I'm gonna put away Nabla Water Dream. I haven't touched it since I put it in that palette. I probably should declutter it because it's old, but I don't want to. So we'll just deal with that as it is. What I use a ton and I love is this shade right here, which is called PLN. It's their Polish national money from Glam Shop. And it's beautiful, shifty. Look at that shine. How they do these formulas. they're really difficult to maintain nice because the formula is quite crumbly, but I love that. I also love Magia, one of my favorites from them. I use it a ton. It's like my go-to. It's a little bit warmer and beautiful. This is one of my new ones, which is called Decorative, and it's same formula as the other two, but more so like white champagne. I don't really use this a lot. They're all turbo pigments. I don't really use this a lot, and I don't think I will. I have a bit of cooler tones in the Pat McGrath. This one right here is Glaminatrix Naked Eye. Also absolutely stunning. Ah, mamma mia. I think I want to keep it in this palette. Spritz by Glam Shop. I think, yeah, this is a different formula, isn't it? This is just a regular powder eyeshadow of theirs. I mean, still pretty impressive and gorgeous. And pretty similar though to the Glaminatrix one, so I'll put it back into the big palette, which also needs organizing, but we're just ignoring that part right now. This is Lithium by Lethal Cosmetics, which always looks way cooler in the pan than it is on the eye or on my hand. It's a nice medium shade. These are also quite similar. Color Drain Amazon Basin has a bit more yellow to it, but I don't think I need that one right now. This one is Paradise from Glam Shop, a regular eyeshadow of theirs. Very dark brown. Don't really see myself using it for now or ever, but yeah, that is my issue. This one is Frozen Brown from Glam Shop, which is a cooler toned dark brown. As you can see, this one has a golden shift. I hope you can see it. And this one has a cooler shift. Also not really something I'll be using right now. And this one is Invulnerable Air Woman from Tamitanuka Sigil inspired brand. And this one is a loose pigment that I pressed, and it has this beautiful glitters, and it's a gorgeous shade that I might want to keep out. The other one is Bedding of the Bride, and I want to say they're similar, but they aren't really. Like this is much lighter, this one is a deeper shade with beautiful formula, both of them, but they are quite different. This one I feel like is too dark. I have the shade The Nut right here, but this one is too cool toned. I have cool tones in the Pat McGrath, right? So these are the shimmers from Pat McGrath. So I have this beautiful one that for which I don't need to keep the, this is a rose gold. This is a very cool toned silvery topper. This is our beautiful duochrome, not multichrome, please. Duochrome. And then my favorite shade in the palette so far, which is this golden topper. And yeah, it's a bit different from this one in the sense that there's less base, a more refined shimmer, and definitely more of a topper rather than a shadow. I've used it also as on its own on top of my just on my skin. They're very similar though, and that is PLN and this shade. The particle size is different. The base, definitely the binder is different. Maybe here you can see them better. This is Pat McGrath. This is Glam Shop. Glam Shop has an oilier base, a more present base, and it makes it apply with more pigment, whereas the Pat McGrath is definitely more of a looser, only topper shade. I've said it enough times now, but you can see the difference here. The colors are quite similar. I think I'm gonna put this one away too. And I'm thinking whether I want to pull in some more medium shades, because in the end these are also quite light. But I haven't even swatched this one right here. which the formulas are so disappointing compared to if you swatch these guys. I never ever used this first shade in my Pat McGrath palettes. These two right here, because I think the idea is to then take this and do that on top, and then it becomes actually interesting and special, or do this one on top of this one, and then it becomes interesting and special. And that's kind of a bit the point of Pat McGrath, but I would just like all these shimmers and just do this for me, please, Pat, not make me layer things on top of each other. I'm a bit lazy these days. The shades I was thinking of adding, but I'm not really sure, are this one from Glam Shop, I want to say. It's called Macadamia. It's a velvet shadow. It has a warm base with beautiful sparkles on top. This guy right here, which is also velvet, called, no, a regular, yeah, it's a velvet called Old Gold. Also warm base and beautiful shimmer topper. And then this one, which is, I think, Headliner, which has a little bit of a more berry base with sparkle on top. But I don't know if they have anything to do with this group of shadows. I think the first one does. This one right here. The others have a bit too warm of a base and a bit too greeny of a shimmer. Not that they're not gorgeous and they need to be on my radar to use more often, but it's more of a matter of what fits in here. And maybe that is everything about this palette. I mean, I'd love to add these for the winter actually, because I love to wear these very shifty, ethereal, cooler toned shifts. One is more aqua green and one is more baby blue in the shifts. I mean, maybe it's tough to see with all this light coming from the window, but they are stunning. They are Osipka Ultra Pearl from Glam Shop, and this one is Sterid Turbo Glow from Glam Shop. I'll throw them in just so that I'll get more use out of them. This one I just put away, and the rest, this one I just put away, and the rest can probably stay as is. Final ones that I had already forgotten and I do want to add are these Nabla shimmers that I just depotted, and mainly these three, the three neutrals right here, 1, 2, and 3, and I am adding them in more for a matter of remembering to use them or getting more use out of them. And then this guy right here is called Alaska, and it's like a topper with some sparkle, some pink and bluish lavender sparkle. And we'll see, maybe that will come into play later on in the year, and I'll need to figure out where to put these. But let's build this palette now, since I am done with it. And maybe separating the warmer tones from the cooler tones in a bit of a use case separation. Here we go. Do they look similar? Maybe, but the idea is for them to work together. So that is my palette, for my neutral palette for the next few months, weeks, so that I can get to know my Pat McGrath one, but also enjoy my favorite neutrals. It looks much more me than that I need a new mock-up that I had. And I'm looking forward to wearing it soon. Tomorrow, probably. Because I'm going out for lunch. Yes, tomorrow I'll be trying this one with Pat McGrath. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was a little bit entertaining to play and swatch shadows with me. I like this a lot. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.